all, I'm Jennifer with the YMCA, and today I'm here with a yoga practice, and we will start with our mat and in a comfortable cross-legged position. So if you want to join me down on your mat, come on down and we will get started. So we're sitting nice and tall in a comfortable cross-legged position. I do have yoga blocks if you would like to use those for support in a couple of our poses. That is certainly an option as well. I am going to have you just start again in this cross-legged, just an easy pose. And let's begin with our hands just light on our knees. Today's practice will be centered around creating space. Creating space for what you need today. That might be something physical, and perhaps you bring that to mind now. You also might be looking to create space for something like courage, or curiosity, or compassion. Or you might be looking just to breathe and to be. Just take a moment to blink your eyes closed and think about what you would like to create space for during our practice today. With that intention in mind now, you can keep your eyes closed or open them as we bring our focus to the breath. Noticing the rise and fall of the breath. Noticing the source of the breath. Is it deep in the belly or shallow in the chest? Let's decide to make that breath deep and full. So full inhales through the nose. An option to exhale out the mouth or the nose. Taking a couple more cycles of breath in through the nose and then out. If you're choosing an ujjayi breath, you will pierce the lips, slightly constrict the back of your throat, and exhale with texture, warming us from within. Again, with eyes open and closed, either way, let's begin to slowly stir in our torso. So just an easy circle, loosening up the hips as we continue to breathe fully. Reversing the direction of your circle now. Continue to breathe, letting go through that lower back and hips. Settling in the center now. Let's sit up nice and tall and blink the eyes open if you haven't already. Let's take an inhale up the center, reaching up tall, stretching through the fingertips as we think about our theme of creating space. On the exhale now, bring the hands open with a gentle twist toward the right. So looking over the right shoulder, lengthening the spine, and breathing here. Inhaling through center. Again, create space and length, fingertips reaching. Exhale, twist to the other side. Lengthen the spine and breathe. Inhaling back to center. Now bending the elbows like a cactus, lifting the heart and tipping slightly back. Expand through the front body and hold it here. Fingertips back up, and now exhale, hands to your heart center. Keeping our mind then with us and back on that intention, let's bring ourselves now over to an all fours position. So take your time to place your knees under your hips and your hands under your shoulders. Looking down, we'll take it into a cat and cow. On the exhale, round the back and look toward the thighs. Inhale, lengthen the spine, drop the belly, and lift the gaze. Exhale, scoop back now, tummy lifts, looking toward the thighs. Inhale, drop the belly, shoulders down and away, lengthen. Twice more. Exhale to round, scoop, and open that back. Inhale, extend. And once more. Settling between those 2 points now in a neutral spine. Let's balance on our right knee as we extend the left leg out behind us. The opposite arm reaches then, and now let's again create space. Think of reaching out as far as you can through the fingertips and toes. Stretch and open up. If all is well, angle the hand and the foot a little bit to the diagonal, taking up a little more space, feeling the obliques kick in, reach and hold. Back to center now, still long. Nice, now just bring down the hand, so just the right hand. Begin to open up through that left hip. Now you could continue to hold the floor here. If all is well, I'm going to try flexing the foot and bringing my left hand to my left hip. A little side plank with a choice to reach the arms in opposition. I'm looking up, expanding through the heart in the spirit of creating space. Perfect. Now let's bring that hand and leg back down and give me 2 more cats and cows, rounding through the back and extending the spine. Do that once more. Round your back and extend your spine. Now this time we'll stay on the left knee. Reach the other leg out long, other arm out long. So again, create lots of length first, as long as you can. Locking in the core and balancing. Now try angling the arm and leg out on the diagonal. Feel the difference in your balance and your core control. Great, arm and leg back in. Now let's take the left hand down, and this time it's the right hip turning open. So I turned around, you don't have to. I'm flexing the top foot, and again, finding that balance first on my hip. You might continue to hold the floor. And then check in, see if you can expand. Reach out and breathe. From this open place now, let's gently bend in and set that knee back down. Now returning to one more cat and one more cow. Hold the cow now, turn your toes under and raise the hips up for your first downward dog. Holding this first downward dog, perhaps you'll stroke the heels down one at a time. We're spreading our fingers out and pushing the floor away as the tail reaches up toward the ceiling. Looking back toward the thighs so our neck is nice and long. Good. Now let's reach our right toes up to the ceiling. Just hold it here for a moment, opening up the hip. Bringing that knee in toward the heart and gently stepping the foot down in a crescent lunge. Good. Now let's hold this low lunge. I'm going to keep my left hand down and spiral the other arm up. So looking up and away and breathing. Great. Now from here, bring the hand down to frame the foot. Locking in the core, let's gently rise up to crescent lunge now. So some of us will keep the hands on the hips or at the heart center. Others might reach the fingertips to the ceiling. See if you can't soften into that knee and begin to feel the opening in the hip. There's a good amount of balance happening in this pose as well. Now let's all pass the hands to the heart center and hook the elbow now around the outside of the knee. Now if you can bring your hands to your heart center so there's a little bit of lift through your torso and creating space between your thigh and your tummy if you can, or at least that feeling of lift. And then an option to fan the arms out and away. So creating that space again. Opening up our hearts and our spirits. Bringing the hands back to center, let's unwind. Frame that front foot, kick the right leg back up and set it down. Holding downward dog. Now we'll switch to the left side. Left toes reach up. Holding it there. Holding and breathing. I'm just turning so I don't face away from you here. So left foot up. Good. Now step that foot down between the hands. We're back to that low lunge. Holding that low lunge here and opening up through the heart. So again, we have that nice big openness through the heart and the chest. Can you lunge a little deeper into this front knee and really feel the release? Now this hand down. Flip under the back toes and let's work toward our full crescent lunge. Root down and rise up. See what you can do with the front knee bend, feeling that release. Breathing here. Bringing the hands back to heart center. Let's add that rotation. So coming around again the side of the knee. Holding through now toward that midline and then reaching out the arms in opposition. So lots of reach. Creating space and breathing. Great, now let's bring the hands back to the heart. Unwind that lovely twist and frame the left foot. Left toes back up toward the ceiling. Downward dog and hold. One more full centering breath. Now let's soften our knees and look ahead. Step between the hands and come up to fingertips. So straight back, straight legs. Exhale, fold in half. Rising up to the top now. And exhale, bringing the hands to heart center. Excellent. Now we're going to go into a new flow, adding some additional poses for opening. Let's take an inhale and reach up. Exhale, swan dive, coming forward. Inhale, halfway to lift. Set your hands and find your plank. Now some of you will hold plank and move into a chaturanga. Others will push right back to downward dog, your choice. Taking the right toes up. Right knee into heart. Right foot steps light between the hands. Now this time, bring the back heel down at 45 degrees. Ground down and reach up. Lunging into that front knee for that lovely warrior one. Breathe and hold. Maybe you'll add looking up with your gaze. Feel how that lifts you slightly, perhaps creates a little more space. Now let's open up, spread out those fingertips and really expand. Opening our front body. Perhaps look over the front hand now. Knuckles up and breathe. Now for extended right angle, some will bring the elbow to the knee and reach the arm here. Others will take the block or all the way down to the floor, going to the inside of the knee and stretching here. Find your best form and breathe. Engaging the core and the breath, let's tip back, reverse the warrior. Now as we come forward again, this time it's a triangle. Straighten out the front leg, reach the arms out first, and then toggle the hips toward the back. Okay, so toggling the hips, and it's like you're between two panes of glass. We're not leaning forward nor back, and we're bringing the hand down in the direction of the ankle again. Reaching the arms out wide, let's reach open and breathe. Now with straight legs, let's reverse our triangle. Tip it back, reaching up, breathing to our side. On the exhale, soften the front knee, spiral to frame the front foot, kicking back and repeating our downward dog. Excellent. Let's take the left toes up. Left knee into the heart. Left foot steps light between the hands. Once again, drop the back heel at that 45-degree angle. Let's ground down and reach up. Warrior one. Our hips are square forward if you can. And I do prefer you listen to your body there. So if that doesn't work for you, you find where your hips end up. That is all right. Bend into that front knee a little bit more and breathe. Let's open back up into warrior two. Maybe flip the palms up so you're looking over the front hand. Hold it here, everyone. I'm just going to flip myself so I don't end up looking out the back side here. So you're still left foot forward. Left foot forward. Extended right angle. One choice is right here. Another option is here. Great. Find what works for you, friends. You should feel a nice release. Again, creating space. Think of the space we're creating in our hips. back to warrior two. And again, reverse that warrior. This time straightening out the front leg, bringing it back out, toggle again, and reach down, triangle. So straight lines. Just noticing as we create physical space in our body, maybe there becomes more room for other things. That courage, that curiosity, that compassion. Reversing your warrior, or reversing your triangle, excuse me, reach up and back. Let's exhale to spiral, frame that front foot, kick the left leg back, and downward dog for 2 breaths. Hold and breathe, pushing that floor away, feeling length through your hamstrings and your spine. Inhaling, soften knees, look ahead. Step or jump between the hands, returning to fingertips, straight back, straight legs. Let's exhale, fold in half. Inhale, rise to the top, and exhale back to heart center. We'll repeat those poses one more time. 1 breath, 1 movement. Inhale, rise. Exhale, fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, set hands, step or jump to plank. Option for chaturanga and up dog, or right to that downward dog. Right toes rise up, right knee into chest. Right foot light between the hands, drop the back knee, that back heel, and warrior 1, big inhale. Warrior 2, big exhale. Reverse the warrior, stretch your side. Extended right angle, expand. Reverse the warrior, big inhale, straighten out that front leg now, toggle hips, triangle. Expand the heart, create the space. Reverse triangle, reach up and back. Exhale, spiral frame, and kick that leg back up. Set the right foot down and lift the left. Inhale, rise. Exhale, bring it in and through. Drop the back heel, warrior 1. Exhale, stretch, warrior 2. Reverse warrior, reach up and breathe. Extended right angle, long lines, here you are. Reverse the warrior, big inhale. Straighten the leg, again, triangle. Stretch wide, expand. Keeping that core with us now, reverse the triangle, big inhale. Soften the front knee, exhale, frame front foot. Kick on back and settle into that downward dog for 2 centering breaths. Great, let's soften our knees and look ahead. Step or jump between the hands, return to fingertips. Exhale, fold in half, and inhale, rise back to the top. Excellent job, everyone. Now we're going to do one more standing opening piece, and then we'll take it back to the mat. I hope you're doing well and you're still with me this morning in yoga. I'm going to take the blocks that I have with me on this one. Now, if you're reaching for the floor, you might end up bending your knees to do so. Okay, so you could be here, you could be here, or you could be all the way down on the floor with your knees a little bit bent. Balancing on my right foot, I'm going to take that left leg straight behind, hips remaining square. So try to lengthen out that spine. We're looking down once you have the pose. Moving in now to a half moon if you feel comfortable. I'm going to spin that top hip open so that left hip is opening. Balancing here. Some will choose to hold the hip or keep the hand down. Others might opt to reach the arms in opposition. Again, create space. Try to spin those shoulders and hips open to the front. As you breathe, balance and hold. Fantastic. Let's look down, square the hips again, and set that foot down. Going to the other side, spread out the left toes. Send the right foot straight back. Again, start here, and some of you will stay right here. This is great. This is still strengthening, centering, and creating space. Some might choose to spin that top hip a little more open. Maybe hold the hip, maybe open the arms. A full expression then would be looking up. If that's available to you, give it a try. Breathe and hold. At your own pace then, square it back up. Bring that leg on down. And if you have the blocks, let them go. Soften your knees and just round forward. Just a little rag doll. You might even grab opposite elbows and just sway. Let gravity take effect. Releasing any tension through your neck and shoulders and spine. Great. Now from here, let's peel up gently through our vertebrae, one at a time. Excellent. We're moving now to the floor. So let's just take a big inhale up, swan dive down. Halfway to lift, set hands and repeat your plank. From here, dropping to the knees and sitting back to a child's pose. So just opening the knees and letting go. Breathe there for one more breath. And then when you're ready, go ahead and flip over to seated, supporting behind your knees and rolling down to our backs. Let's draw the knees into the chest for starters. Just release that lower back. Creating a little more space through our front body and hips. We'll set our feet down about hip width apart. Upper body is relaxed, going into a bridge. On the exhale, tilt the pelvis and peel up to your shoulder stand. Some of you will open up even further by shimmying the shoulders down under and maybe clasping under the hips. Open up your front body and breathe. Face is relaxed, letting go. Releasing in the hands now, let's peel the spine back down, inch by inch. Easy does it. Great. Now from here, bring your right knee into the chest. Just draw it in and stretch the other leg out long. Do a little shimmy from side to side, freeing up any additional stress or tension in that hip. Now let that knee fall across the body. Expand the arms out wide. And just think about how we're creating space here through our torso, through our hips, our lower back, and maybe more importantly, creating space in our minds and our spirits. Thinking about how we choose, what we focus on, what we stand for. Floating that knee back to center. Let's extend it down along the floor. Now draw the other knee in. Again, just a little shimmy side to side, freeing up anything in that hip. It's often a place of tension and definitely emotion. Feel that release. Now with that full breath, let this knee now fall across the body, expanding through our arms again, creating space, filling in that space with those bridges that heal you. What do you need? What was that dedication or intention? Bring it back to mind here and now. With the breath, floating the knee back to center. Some of you will extend both legs down along the mat, finding a shavasana or final relaxation. If this feels good to you, flip your palms up, let your toes float off to the sides. Doing a brief body scan and checking in with how you feel physically. Softening the face and the jaw. Feeling a trickle of positive energy move up and down your spine. Just letting go and breathing here. If what serves you today is to stay in the shavasana, please do. Stay here and continue to release. For those of you ready to move out of this piece of our practice, let's bend our knees up toward the ceiling and let the knees float over to one side. The upper body also comes and we hold our fetal position. Option to support back up to easy pose, comfortable cross-legged, or just stay in your final relaxation. If you wish, flipping the palms up on our knees now, in a posture of receiving. Receiving that space that we've created physically and or mentally and or physically. Coming together in this time to practice our yoga and our whole person. From here, let's bring our hands to our heart center. And in the spirit of peace and harmony, namaste. Thank you for joining me today. It's always great to have you all. Take care. Bye.